Hey everybody, Tommy here from Retro Byte Cybersecurity. I'm here to talk about my walkthrough for Deadface 2022's CTF. I did the OSINT challenge, which is what we're talking about, called My Next Target. So what we're going to do is talk a little bit about how we got to where we got, the steps it takes to get to the flag, and break down each aspect of it. Um, this was really cool. I worked really hard on this one. There was some previous history to it, and I kind of messed around with what I wanted to do with it. Um, I ultimately chose the locations I chose. It's one of my favorite vacation spots, so I thought it'd be kind of cool to just kind of put you there as well. And I came up with the idea while playing in the Oculus and just working on Google Earth. I was like, I have an idea for a flag that'd be kind of cool. So, looking at my next target for 400 points, Deep Hacks has a new target in mind. It's up to you to discover who it is and warn them before it's too late. He keeps talking about visiting sometime. Use the My Secret database from Pono7 database crack to identify the target. The historical data for the database is not related to the challenge, it's just an artifact. So for this one, you have had to complete Pono7 database crack, which will give you the entry for OSINT 06 inside of there, which is just a nice hint to tell you where to go. The historical data aspect of it is just some people were able to go into the history of the database and find some of the artifacts of the previous versions of the challenge. So I put that note there so people wouldn't work on that. In hindsight, now knowing that, I would have just created a fresh database and put the entry in. So for future capture the flags, it's a good note to know. And then kind of looking at this, we'll kind of just dive right into it. So we know that the challenge has deep hacks. So we know that we are kind of thinking about deep hacks a little bit, and that really should guide you a bit to look at the Ghost Town database or the Ghost Town chat board, because that's where you're going to find some of that good OSINT. And I mean, it is an OSINT challenge, so you should be looking there. If you look there, you'll find a nice conversation string from them called "When I am not hacking, I'm packing." Now, if you go through it a little bit, there's some chatter, basic stuff, nothing crazy, but at the very end, you see Deepak says, "Warm, you're speaking my language." My favorite was to a Caribbean, Central American country where I had this awesome drink called Lizard Lick, I think it was. Man, I love warm places. All about that life. So, this gives us some hints. Okay, cool. Deepak likes to go to a Caribbean, Central American country, and he had an awesome drink called a Lizard Lick. And it's warm, cool. So that kind of gets our thought process going where, okay, Caribbean and a drink. Got it. Okay, start to think. If we look at the database entry here in the keypads, if you look OSINT 6, my next target, you'll see I have my next target, Ed and his wife. I met them on my favorite vacation, and they annoyed me to death. Thanks, Will, for the photo. So some confusing information here. A lot of participants got really confused with the will for the photo, which is kind of the goal. They were looking more for a photo by Will of this, and that's what they're supposed to be doing. But if you haven't found the location yet, that can get kind of confusing. So, looking at the flag level, or the flag syntax, it says flag, name 1, underscore name 2, underscore year. Well, we know the first name, Ed. Okay, so Ed and his wife are his targets, right? So Ed and something underscore year. So let's go a little bit more into it. So if we go, Lizard Lick, Caribbean country, it's a drink. So if you do some Google Foo, you'll come across here, in quotations, Lizard Lick, Caribbean bar. Zoom in a little bit here so you can see a little better. So there's a lot of different areas here. Yelp, Cedros Bay. You'll go through a bunch of these, and you'll find that the first one is obviously North Carolina. That has nothing to do with the Caribbean. And a lot of those are the same way. They're not related. Cedros Bay doesn't seem to have anything to do with what we're talking about. But down here at the third, we'll see Lazy Lizard Bar Grill. If we click this, give it a second to load. Here we go. Welcome to the land of Lazy Lizard. K. Colker, Belize, Central America. Now we kind of know, oh, hey, he said he likes it warm. And here's a place with the lazy lizard. And so if I scroll down, I look at their drinks. I'm confused. Is this the right place? Maybe. I'm starting to see the word lazy lizard drink. Okay, we got lazy lizard juice. Scroll down, lizard lick. So there's the lizard lick drink we were talking about. All right, we are in business. We know that his favorite place to go is the Lazy Lizard Bar and Grill, or at least K. Colker and Belize in general. So this is where he likes to go. Okay, and so looking at the hints here, we saw that he was on the favorite vacation. They annoyed him to death, Ed and his wife, Lazy Lizard. We should explore this location. He's hinting a lot at that. Well, how we do so? A lot of people look for different images by Will again. They're really focused. One thing I really wanted you to guide to, and so the hint, as you have actually taken the hint, some people did, some people didn't. So if you unlock the hint, you'll find that the image is interactive if you find it. That was trying to give you a hint to look at Google Maps. Some people didn't get it, some people did. So we'll jump over to Lazy Lizard right here in Belize. And we see this awesome location. It's Key Colker. All right, cool. We know we're in the right spot. So what's one way to make Google Maps interactive? And I think this is where we hit an issue where people didn't know you can do this. You can choose this little icon right here called Street View. You just click it, and we get these little blue dots. These dots are interactive drop-ins to the location. And you can hover over them and kind of see what they look like. Cool. If you explored these a little bit, it takes some time, but you'll find this dot right here. If you click on it, we're going to see, hey, here's your friend Will for taking that picture. This is William Jones' picture. And right from the get-go, if you notice real fast, there's a bunch of names everywhere. That's really cool, and you should be able to hone right in to see the name Ed right here. So if we zoom in, we can see the name Ed and Roxy 2019. So, is this our answer? Yes, this is our answer. So our flag is Ed_Roxy_2019. And that is how I find this wonderful picture. And while you're there, why not take a look around the beach? Enjoy the beach a little bit. But that's a challenge. And so I really want people to think about how to use these tools, how to look through some information through the OSINT aspect and dive into being somewhere. Google Maps is a great way to do exploration. And a lot of times, especially if someone's doing like a physical pen test, they'll do some Google Maps. They'll look at the location of scouting out. And I wanted people to start getting used to using this tool, this Google Maps tool, to understand how to interact and move within an environment, how to use it to see the location you're scouting out and kind of dive into what you can learn from it. And I wanted this to be kind of a little out there. This is a harder challenge. It's a little bit more complicated to come to this realization. But again, that was the goal. It's a hard challenge. And I gave those as many hints and tips as I could through the platform to really guide you to this location. And if you got it, congrats. This is an awesome one. I'm really stoked that you got to this conclusion. It takes 5 minutes through a presentation of someone who knows exactly how to do it. Some people probably spend a couple hours racking their brains against it, and that's how it always is, You don't know. There's a million options. But if you develop those standard tools of how to look at stuff and keep that in mind, you might be able to cut some time down. So, looking at images through Google Maps, diving into different OSINT tools that would help you find those, using terms in Google that will get you to the right answer is really important. And I want you to kind of learn those tools. I'll be releasing more of these videos here in a bit with the other walkthroughs for the other challenges that are a little bit easier, but I knew there was a big request for this one, so I want to get it out as soon as possible. Thanks for participating. I loved the Deadface. I've always loved Deadface CTF. I used to be a contestant before, a participant, and this year was my first time getting to develop with the team, which they're an awesome team. They're very intelligent. They're very welcoming and friendly. Understanding, especially because this was my first ever CTF, so kind of learning myself how to do some of these challenges and bring some of my skills to the table was an awesome experience. So if you haven't done this, jump in next year. The write-ups are still open till the 31st. Go over to his website, the CyberHacktips website. They have old write-ups from old challenges there. you can review and learn a lot of great information, get the resources you need to maybe increase your skills at CTFs. And I look forward to seeing you next year. Thanks.